Didn't leave so much of it to the front. We had enough front yard. I mean, what else did we need? Part of our front yard went down to the sidewalk and then down again to the street. So the street was way low compared to our lot. It wasn't an easy place to learn to drive a gear shift car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you should drive up to the sidewalk and then drive up about this much farther to the yard. Well, we have these two gadgets here, you know, to ride around in and whatever. This is a boy next door named Jay McSween. I'm not sure how you spell McSween anymore, but our children's bedroom, the second bedroom was here. This just had two bedrooms, and the bath was at the end. So many of these houses, it's called a craftsman house. And a question the man asked, the present owner had asked whether I knew whether, you know, whether the plans were bought from Sears or whatever. I never had Dad tell me anything about that. But this house is a style that's wasn't one of the houses they mentioned when I was studying house styles in university. But you know, we were talking about colonial and this and that. But this really didn't get that much attention. But there are lots and lots of houses like that, and are in this town too. You know, that were built in the teens. So this was built in 1916. They married in October of 15, and from then until the house, they moved in the house in 16. I'm not sure what month, but anyway, it was before I was born, as I was born in 17. And so there's enough windows, you know, to give breeze and all that. And you see this had the side lights. I have to do that. Side lights on either side of the last time I talked to him, or I guess I got this from talking to him, the last information that I had from him was that he had found that a previous owner, because there were some other owners in between, but this was the first family that I had any contact with. He had called me and asked me things about the house and so on, and about my parents. Somebody had taken that had some damage on this. This has beveled glass in the windows. That's the reason I wanted that in my house, and it made mine. I told you that, didn't I? Well, this is simpler, but it does have the beveled, and when the sunshine would come in there, of course we'd have rainbows all over in the living room. That always kind of attracted any children that came, you know, would like seeing that. And when they had these trellises, one there and one here, I believe there was another one in front of the living room window, but you had a yellow rose, a yellow climbing rose that was called, I knew I was going to say it now. Don't tell me. Anyway, I know the name of the rose. You don't hear about it much anymore, but I have heard of it since. And I do know what it is on one of these moments I made. On this, you had some clematis. That's not a rose by any. I mean, it's a climbing plant that has little white flowers. That one did anyway. And they had a white rose in this corner, just a bush rose that was called Queen Victoria, Kaiserina Victoria, that had the best smell. I wish I could find one. I don't try too hard, I may remember that other one, but this was a pale yellow rose, and of course a climbing rose is not going to have very long stems, so they weren't that easy to rearrange, and they also had a nice aroma. We took a lot of pictures on this porch and on these. See how many steps up, how much high this. We have other pictures that show the steps, so you can see how high you actually were in the step. And my room was up here after I was about 11, I think, when fortunately they had a wide hall in the middle of the house that was big enough to put a stairway in, and they built out this attic, so the boys had this room then, and I had this one up here. I don't know why they didn't give the boys a room, but at any rate, that's what they did. And so my room, there are windows, 2 windows, I think. Under this eave goes across here to, in other words, this goes on up high, and then this has the windows in it. There's 2 windows. Are these the windows? Anyway, the room that I had then went from one side of the house to the other. Now, the man who owns this now had 14-year-old twin daughters when he bought it, and he has kept this front part looking just like this. Different in color a little bit, but this was always gray and white. And this is a tan brick. We always call these buttresses. Oh, the only name I ever knew for them. We took a lot of pictures sitting on them, standing by them. But what he did was to extend the room. We never had a bathroom up there, but there is now, alongside of the stairway and over this back part of the, in other words, what he did was to extend the upstairs out over what was behind this bathroom that came after this room here, was a porch, which first was screened and then later was glassed in. I can remember it as having windows that were up, were the length of the opening, and that would open up and close back and forth. I don't know what I would call those kind of windows, but anyway, they came to the inside of the porch, and then I guess that probably Dad put those in himself. And later on they put jalousie windows in there. Now, I don't know what this man has done with this back part, but anyway, you don't see it from the front, so it doesn't spoil the effect. He's made it a historic house. I've told you that, and I never have gotten that notebook out that we, and it went on internet and found it all on internet and put it in the binder for me, so I have it in just like a notebook. But I think that I don't know where the other brother was at the time, but maybe taking a nap or what not, I can't tell. Had to be something, having stockings over my knees. But see how my curls were shown. That's the way she always fixed it. Would you take some of that hair and put a bow in up there, and then the rest she put in curls. You can almost, I can't see them. I don't know if you can see those. But that picture I have of with the dolls, now that's supposed to be a 6-month picture. This mother told me. I look a whole lot like her 6-month picture. Her 6-month picture's in bad shape. I found it the other day.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, we've gotten those in. Now, if we print print those that even